Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry I'm running a little bit late. It is after 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois, but it is time for another live stream. Today is Monday, March 13th, 2023. It's now daylight savings is now on or it's off, one of those two. So my jet lagged brain is even more confused, but we are here because it is Monday. We're going to do a mukbang. We haven't had a mukbang in a while, but today we got one. And today's mukbang is going to be, I previewed in the video for the Runner's Weekend, or I mentioned in the video that I bought a bunch of gels. But I wasn't buying gels for the race. I was buying gels to try now. These are Japanese gels. I think that they're gels. I know these three are gels. They are from the brand called Medalist. Medalist? Yeah. They're flavors that I would not expect. I'm not sure if they're going to be good. I got some palate cleansers. I got some crackers over here. I got some water to drink. And yeah, I'm not really sure what the nutritional information is going to be on these because, you know, it's in Japanese and I can't read Japanese. And then there's this thing, which says it's a mineral gel. I'm not even sure if that's food or if that's some sort of an ointment, but I'm going to try to eat it. So we'll see how those things go. I also got a new light, where I've had this light before. I usually only turn it on during product shots, but I feel like this live stream shot has been dark, but this light may be a bit too bright. So maybe we won't try it for next time. But you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to try something else. All right, I think that's better. I could turn down the intensity a little bit on that light. So I think this works. I like this. This lighting is nice. All right, so let's see. Before we get to the food, I think for today, let's have everyone listen on the podcast. 40, who was the happy hour guest last week, sent me or posted on his stories that his podcast is #1 in South Korea. But guess what? This podcast, the audio only version, you guys that are listening on the run or on your commute home, you guys are on #2 in South Korea. So pretty awesome for us. Here, we're going to need this one. This one. No. No. That's the one. That's the sound that I wanted. Yeah, so that's it. Congratulations, guys. We did it. #2. All right. So all of you guys that are listening, thank you so much. And everyone watching this on YouTube later, but not live, welcome to you guys as well. Hope you guys are enjoying. And hopefully, your laundry folding goes quickly today. All right. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Frank. It says 5 weeks until Boston. That's the reason I was running a little bit late today. Mainly the reason is I got distracted, but I was working on some stuff, some really fun stuff coming up for Boston, some exciting things. So I was just kind of working on some of those things, those preparations, which I think, like I'm doing stuff with a couple of different brands, and I'm going to have to wait to make some of those announcements I'll be able to make sooner than later, but I'm kind of, with a lot of them, waiting for them to announce like their Boston weekend schedules, and then I'll announce kind of like where I fit in their Boston weekend schedule, but should be a lot of fun. And I was going to go for a longer run today. I cut it at 9 miles though, just because I was cold. I did wear the Seiskai, the blue camo. I wore that all today. So check out my Instagram stories if you want to see that. But yeah, Boston's coming up real fast. The way I looked at it, I've got like 6 workouts, and then it's taper time again. So, but I don't know what kind of taper I'll have. I'm not sure. Runner Will is here. He says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Good to see you again, Will. And Cuddle says, an early stream. This is great, especially for us in South Africa. Is that a South African flag? I'm so bad with the flags. Oh, goodness. Mark Peterson says, hey, all, I was in Florida on vacation last week and finally caught up on live streams and the Tokyo Runners Weekend just in time for this. Well, welcome back, Mark. I don't know why I said Matt. Welcome back, Mark. I hope you had a good trip to Florida. Yeah. Steve Blackadar says, hope Co's rocking the water cam. Okay. I did for my run today. I put it on for my wife. I put it all on and I headed over to my wife's office and I was like, hey, because I ask her a lot of times, like, hey, does this go together? Because I can't tell with the colors sometimes because I'm colorblind. And so I think she like looked up from her desk and then I walked in head to toe camo. And she started laughing at me. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to wear it like that. And my wife goes, are you supposed to wear it all at the same time? I don't think you're supposed to wear it all at the same time. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna. So I did. Let me tell you what, though. It was harder for the cars to see me out there today. I did notice that. All right, let me scroll down at the bottom. Make sure that the audio looks like you guys can all hear me. So no one's saying that they can't hear me. JC says he's got a Boston Prep 20 miler on the menu. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what my buildup's going to be like, and I'm going to make a video about it soon. It'll probably be coming up next week. And I'm going to start doing some sessions this week. And I don't know if I'm going to do a 20 miler. Maybe I will. Maybe I really like 18-mile runs. The 20 just seems like a lot. And at the same time, the 20 seems short. I'm like, if I'm going to do a 20 miler, I might as well do a 22. I did a 22 leading up to Tokyo, and I really liked that. Because then I was able to get some really long marathon pace blocks in there. So, yeah. Run time, he says, also running Boston, saw a halftime trial over the weekend, hoping for some cold weather. Yeah, it's a bit early to be looking at the weather, although I was like, oh, I wonder what the weather is going to be like for that weekend. I'm hoping that we get weather similar to like what we had in Tokyo. That was great. It was a little bit windy for some people. It did get sunny towards the end. But overall, I feel like it was really great racing weather. I was very cold in the beginning, though, because I didn't have any throwaway clothes. So, Kern Weber says, greetings from Germany. How did you like Nuremberg, Germany? I thought it was great. I wish I could have spent more time there. I mean, what I would love to do is to be able to do Boston Marathon one year, stay for Oktoberfest, and then just come back for Chicago Marathon. I mean, I feel like that'd be like the dream runners weekend. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like, I think I should start the runners weekend for Berlin, for Germany. My next time in Germany. Well, hopefully I'll go to Germany before next time I go to Berlin for the marathon. But I think that would be a great video. Start it at the Berlin Marathon and then continue for a week of eating pretzels and drinking beer across Bavaria. That would be nice. I would love to do that. Steve Blackadar says, my wife questions my running fashion too. You know, what's funny is I was talking with my ASICS person who appeared in the videos a couple times. And in like the Runners Weekend video, and he sent me a pair of the new ASICS Racing half tights, because I've been like, you know what, you guys got to send me some half tights. I want some ASICS half tights so I can race in them. Because normally I run in the Rabbit ones. I really love those, which I think I told you this, but I think new colors are coming soon, so there's gonna be new ones available. It's been sold out for forever. But so that's coming. But I was like, you guys send me some half tights. So he sends me a pair of the new like racing kit, the half tights. But everyone's been calling them quarter tights. Fred Curley's been racing in them, the new ASICS athlete, the sprinter, and like he's a giant human, and they look like he's wearing like little itty bitty briefs, not boxer briefs, but not boxer briefs and not briefs, but like something barely in between, and I was like, you know what? I would try them, but they don't have pockets. I don't know where you put my gels, but I might try them for the Cherry Blossom 10 miler, because I'm only gonna need like a gel for that. Maybe I'll bring 2 gels. I could find a way to carry 2 gels. But he said he tried them on, and his wife goes, definitely not. You are not allowed outside of the house. So I thought that was really funny. Adam says, I prefer to wear bright colors around traffic. I usually do too, but like I knew that where I was going in the time of day, I typically run more miles than I see cars on that one particular road that I do. And that was the case today as well. And so it's not usually a problem, and visibility was good today. So I thought it'd be fine. And like I'm wearing blue camo, and like everything there is like, it's rural woodlands. So it's like, you know, gray and brown. So I feel like I stuck out. But I think against the blacktop, like if I was running more in the middle of the road, I think it was a little bit harder to see me actually. JN Park says, fellow Korean here. Any recommendations for a new shoe to replace the Nova Blast 3? I mean, I'd say like if you don't want to get another Nova Blast 3, get the Rebel 3. That's probably the one I would recommend. All right. All right. Let's dive into some of these gels. I don't know. I'll just go in order. I'm just so not excited about these because I don't think I'm gonna like these. First one I'm gonna try is coffee and honey from Medalist. It's 105 calories, which I think they say it everywhere else in the world says it right. They sell them as kilocalories, where we just take off the K's off of it here in the U.S. and we just call them calories. But 105 calories. If I'm reading this right, it's 26.3 grams of carbs. I could be reading it completely wrong, and I think it's 50 milligrams of salt. But again, I don't read Japanese. But coffee and honey. I wouldn't ever put honey in my coffee, so. All right. Ooh, Scott says the new Speedster are on the Rabbit site. Go get them now, guys. What is this? It's not a gel. It's like a jelly. It's like I'm eating a really weird Korean dessert. Ugh. It tastes like coffee. I don't taste the honey at all. The taste isn't that bad, but the consistency really surprised me. The consistency is if you opened up a packet of jelly at the diner, that is what the consistency is like. Let's see if I can't show it to you guys very well. But it's not goo. It's not a goop. It's kind of like the consistency is like when you have like leftover pulled pork and there's a little nugget of fat. It's kind of like that. It's Are these all going to be like that? Luke Klein says, is like a Martin gel. No, Martin is a little bit more like of a jelly preserve. It's more, it kind of falls apart more. Maybe that makes Martin gels worse. Maybe this is better than a Martin gel. But what's happening here? I don't know. This was such a surprise. I was expecting like paste. And there's just so much of it. And I feel like I ripped it off appropriately. But like to get this all in, it's just. Yeah, this is so weird. Like, I think if you like froze a Martin gel and then made it body temperature or room temperature, that's kind of what it'd be like. But the coffee flavor is nice. I do like the coffee flavor. That was weird. That was such a surprise. I was not expecting that at all, guys. It's kind of like when you make a Jello, like if you make the Jello jigglers, you put less water than normal to make the jigglers. It was like that. Bernard Alcohol says, I live in an Arabic neighborhood. Honey and coffee is common in Yemenis coffee, and it's delicious. I would definitely try that. I do not recommend the Medalist brand coffee and honey gel. Although I don't taste the honey. I just taste coffee. So it's not bad. I don't know. I'm going to try to, now that the shock of what this consistency is done, maybe I'll be able to appreciate the rest of the flavors better. Luke Klein wants to know where I got the gels. I got them at the expo in Tokyo. There was a random booth on like the lower level. You know how like every expo, there's like the brands bring their nice shiny booths. And then there's the other booths that looks like someone pulled this out of a large van. And this person clearly goes from like race to race and just like puts everything into like storage bins, drives it to the next place, and then like sets it out on a picnic table again. That's kind of like, yeah. Okay. Next one. This one is grapefruit and honey. I like grapefruit a lot. And the idea of grapefruit and honey is not bad. It actually tastes a lot like grapefruit. But this is consistency. I'm having a hard time getting around it. I don't like the consistency. It actually is kind of close to eating a grapefruit, though, if you think about it. This one is like, it's like there's that like gelatinous part, and then there's a liquid part, like it's sweating a little bit. So that makes it just extra gross. But then I'm almost like, is that different than like when you're eating a grapefruit and you've got like the juice all over the place and then you've got like the fruit itself? It's actually not that different. Or maybe I don't know. My mouth is all confused. I would say if I had to like only eat gels from Japan, I mean, I'd probably, you could get Martins there, so I'd probably just get Martins, but this isn't bad. Not my favorite, but not bad. Mm. He said, if I can make it through Terramin, you can make it through this. I mean, I like Terramin flavor, you know? And Eric says, I didn't even eat the truly weird foods in Japan, consistency wise. I don't know. That one thing that I had, conger eel, that was gross. That was like eating like pig's feet or something. It was just all vinegar. It was all vinegar and cartilage. It felt like, yeah. All right, let's get to the next one. Grape and honey. 26.3 grams of carbs, I think. I don't want to eat any of these anymore. That's the one. That's it. I'm just eating a canister of Smucker's jelly. This is good. This is the one that I would get. If I lived in Japan and I was like, I need a gel, this is the one. It has the exact same consistency as Smucker's jelly. Like not the kind that comes out of the jar, not the kind you squeeze, because we have that squeeze one at home, which I don't love. The kind that comes in those little square rectangular packets. That's a good one. I could live with that. Marshall wants to know, does grape taste like Manischewitz? A little bit. A little bit. It definitely has that very like a very purple grape flavor. Kevin wants to know, here's a real question. For PBJs, do you go with grape or strawberry or mix it up? We do almond butter or sunflower butter in our house. Sometimes cashew butter. But I love strawberry jelly. There are no jelly. Everything else is some sort of weird fruit compote, or there's grape jelly, which I'm not a fan of. Strawberry jelly is the only jelly I like for me. That's what I will always pick. My daughter always, whenever we go to the store, I think she likes the bottle, the packaging of the grape. And then she always insists on grape. And I'm like, no, we have plenty of strawberry jelly, which is the far superior jelly at home. And she goes, I know, but I just want this one, Dad. Can I just have this one? And so I'll say, fine. And then she'll have it once. And then she doesn't want jelly anymore because it's grape. And then I'm stuck eating the rest of it. So I've been eating grape and sunflower butter sandwiches before my long runs for like, I don't know. Jelly never goes away. It feels like it's been like 3 months. PG wants to know, Heiko, is your sweatshirt Tracksmith? No, it's actually Adidas. This one, so when I got ready for the Adidas trip, and like I don't know how other people do it when they go on these kinds of trips. But when I go, I like to be kitted out brand wise, or at least if I'm going to wear something that's not that brand that I'm working with for that trip, something that's not a direct competitor. So like for the Adidas trip, I'm like, I don't have enough Adidas clothes to get me through even the short amount of time that I'm going to be there. They've sent me a couple of things, but like I need to wear something on the airplane and stuff. So like I bought a jacket. So I probably spent like $350 or $400 getting ready for that trip. And I knew I needed to buy a lot of stuff and I wasn't sure what the weather was going to be. So I bought a bunch of things. And this one I found by searching the Adidas website for sweatshirts, cheapest to highest. And this was like one of the cheapest, but it fits great and it just feels so comfortable. The weight is really nice. It's not super heavy. I wouldn't mind if it was like a super thick, heavy one. But it's a nice thinner weight crew neck sweatshirt. I really like the cut is just really nice. It's good. Eric says, if it was a Tracksman sweatshirt, it would have had a 5-minute intro video for the live stream. That's funny. Runtime, he says, thoughts on Rip Van waffles versus Honey Stinger waffles? The Rip Whip Van are like half the cost, and in the ethnic aisle, I'm thinking they're the exact same thing. Yeah, I kind of consider them all to be kind of interchangeable. I don't know that one is better than any other. I like both. Rip Van Waffles has more flavor options, and they're all generally in the like, this is going to be sweet and delicious. Some of the Honey Stinger flavors, I'm like, I don't know about that. But they're both good. Martha says, it's a nice color on you. I'm calling it forest green. Is it? I don't know that it's forest green. Maybe that's how it's showing up on the camera today. But I like it. It's just been really comfy to wear. Calvin says, next food question. Bagel or English muffin? It depends on where. If we're on the East Coast, more specifically, we're in the north of New England or even in the Atlantic states, I'll go with the bagel. Everywhere else, I'll kind of pick an English muffin. Although bagels I've been picking a lot now just because it's a lot of carbs and I'm usually short on them. So, but I love a good English muffin. Like, if you can find a breakfast place that makes their own English muffins or gets them from like a bakery rather than from like a factory, like a homemade English muffin is so delicious. I don't know. I love a good bagel, but like a good English muffin may be one of my favorite breakfast breads to eat. Really good. I've been eating a lot of pizza bagels. Like I'll toast the bagel and then put tomato sauce and shredded mozzarella and just stick it in the microwave. It comes out, the color's not that appetizing, but it's a nice tasty treat. I've been doing that every time I feel like I'm just a little bit snacky. Probably like once every other day. It's been good. Well, because my other daughter has been asking for bagels, so we keep buying all these bagels, and then she has it for like a day or two, and then she gets tired of them, and so I'm stuck with all these bagels. I don't want them to go bad, so I've just been eating a lot of pizza bagels to get through them. Copper Dan says, "Hey, Go Busy, big thank you for all your shoe reviews." Oh, thank you. He says, I needed a shoe for speed work and long runs. I chose a Saucony Dorphin Speed 3s. Wow, what a nice ride. I think that's a shoe that a lot of people enjoyed last year. That's a good choice. I'm glad that worked for you. Mark Chankogo says, are you going to do a review of the Ultra Boost Light? Adidas hasn't sent that one to me, and I'm probably not going to get it. I just didn't. I know it's Ultra Boost Light. It's a different material. Maybe it's going to be more like a Saucony Triumph 20, but I ran the Triumph 20 today. It felt great. It's not high on my list. We'll see. But like if it gets sent to me, I might, but I'm not going to go out and get it myself. All right, here's the last one. Medalist. It's the one that I'm not sure is food. It could either be food or joint ointment. I think it's food. I think it says carbohydrates on the back here. I think it says there's 8.2 carbs in here. So I don't know what it's supposed to do. I'm guessing these are all benefits. But I don't know. I can't read that. I don't know what this is. I don't know what flavor it's gonna be. I could see it in here. It looks all jelly like. What do you think mineral gel tastes like? I think it's gonna taste like Ben Gay. Oh my god, it tastes like salt. I'm not eating that. Oh, that was gross. It might be ointment. I don't know. I ate it. Was I not supposed to eat that? You know what it tastes like? I'm not exactly sure how they make soy sauce, but I imagine whatever vat that the soy sauce sits in before it's prepared to be bottled, if you scrape the bottom of that, I feel like that's what it tasted like. Michelle DeMaio says, I think it's ointment. I'm not. I think it's food. I think it might be food. I don't have my phone down here. I can't use Google Translate. I don't have a Google Lens. I don't think I have. I don't need. I didn't even have the Google Lens app installed on my phone. Oh, maybe someone can look it up. Medalist mineral gel. They sold it in the same area as all the other gels. So, Akapansu Senpai says it's salt flavored. Yeah, it's a little salty. It just tasted like condensed soy sauce. Like if you can make soy, it's like soy sauce flavored jelly. Oh, so gross. I was not ready. I was not ready. Morgan wants to know, what did you think of the Bakari Sweat? Terrible name, great drink. I think Thomas said it best. It sounds like a cologne. Bakari Sweat. But I actually liked it a lot. I had a big bottle of it the day before just to try it and also just to carb up. And when I tried it when I was not running, I thought it was okay. It kind of tasted like white grape juice, and then there was another flavor at the end, grapefruit. So like white grape and then grapefruit. There was a sourness at the end, a slight sourness. And so those are the two flavors that I thought I was detecting. And I was like, this is okay. But when I was running, I thought it was perfect. I was like, this goes down easy. I love the flavor. It's great. And so I drank it almost every aid station. Now, this race, there was 8 stations every 5K. So, like, you know, a lot of other major marathons, there's an aid station like every mile, it seems. Maybe like every other mile, but it's not every 5K. This was every 5K. So, but I think I drank it almost every other time. Agabantu Senpai says that character means salt. Oh, salt gel. So this says salt gel. That's salt. Salt gel. It was salty. Salty. Michelle DeMaio thinks I ate Tiger Balm. I know what Tiger Balm is. That didn't smell like Tiger Balm. And Adam says, I'm guessing mineral means electrolyte. That's what I'm thinking it means. It's probably just like a bunch of salt. There's probably like potassium, magnesium. I don't know. Who knows? Martha thinks, I think that the gel got misplaced just because it says gel. It's supposed to be with the Body Glide. I mean, I'm not certain. I don't think it's too there. It was like some of the other ones, like the grapefruit and honey one, where there was like this gelatinous part and then like a liquid, like it was sweating or oozing a little bit, and that wouldn't work for an ointment. So yeah, Ed says just mix it with some wasabi. I don't know. I think it would be too salty to eat with food. Ed says, I love Bakari Sweat. It's got a pleasant artificial fruity taste. Yeah, I didn't think it was that. Yeah, some people were like, oh, Bakari Sweat. And I was like, I drank it. I think it was pretty good. But what's weird is it seems like in the country there aren't a lot of sport drinks. Like, you know, here, like you know, I don't think that the like Americans are as run crazy as they are in Japan. I think a lot of people run in Japan. But when you go to all the convenience stores, there's not a lot of like sport drink options available. You get a lot of juices and stuff, but like you can't there wasn't like here you could get Gatorade, you could get Powerade, you can get any wide variety of things. There wasn't. They had lots of like tea and coffee based drinks. Aaron's Basement says, watching the Tokyo weekend, have you thought about narrating bedtime stories? You'd be amazing at it, especially the Sleepless in Tokyo monologue. You know, one of my goals, this is one of those goals. Yeah, the answer is yes. But one of my goals would be, I love audiobooks. I would love to be an audiobook reader. I think I could be really good at it. I don't know how to pursue that goal other than just saying it a bunch of times on the live stream. So if anyone out there knows some way of connecting me with an agent, if those kinds of things have agents, or a publisher or an audiobook producer, I would love to be an audiobook reader. I think I could do it. I would upgrade some of my audio setup here so it's not as echoey. I know it's kind of, the audio's not here, down here is not fantastic. But I think I could, if I were doing something like that. Well, a lot of times you go to a place and you have a producer that makes sure you're pronouncing words correctly and has you re-say things if you kind of mess up. But I would love that. That'd be like a dream job for me. Tyler Johnson says, just saw the Rabbit Speedsters comment. Shorts versus half tights in the spring and summer. I used to always be half tights, but I'm coming around on shorts a little bit because their half tights are a lot warmer. The problem is, where am I going to put all my gels? That's the problem, And if I got to put on a hydration pack because I don't have pockets in my split shorts, then I think on the over-under, being a little bit warmer in half tights is probably the better way to go, Tyler says, I'm a new runner and never tried tights. In the beginning, it was a very self-conscious experience. I was just like, I'm not sure if I can wear these outside. Everyone's going to be staring at me kind of funny. And then once I got over that, I was like, oh, these are great. I had a conversation with Thomas about it in Japan. And I was like, yeah, I wear my full tights in the winter. Like if I don't change after a run, sometimes if I'm not like super wet, because sometimes you come back really sweaty and you're wet and you got to get out of that and you got to take a shower and you got to get cleaned up right away. Other times it's not as bad, and I can sometimes I won't, if I'm busy, I won't get in the shower right away, and then boom, next thing you know, I got to go pick up the kids or something, and I'm walking to the bus stop or driving to pick the kids up or going to the store in my long tights and like wearing a winter jacket on top. I don't care anymore. So far, the kids aren't too embarrassed about me doing that. I'm sure that'll change at some point. But yeah. Cuddle says, Pocari Sweat is amazing, especially when it's hot and humid and you need to replenish. I could see that. It was good. It was refreshing. Jared Crano says, hey, Mike. First time stopping by in a while. Just want to say thanks for the Runners Weekend vid. Hoping you do Tokyo in these next couple of years, and that video will be a great resource. Yeah, I'm gonna do the race recap video. I haven't even started filming it yet, so hopefully I'll be able to get it out tomorrow. I've still been off on my sleep and stuff, and I've been taking melatonin the past 2 nights to try and get back on a regular sleep schedule. I'm not sure if it helps or not, but long story short, I've been losing like 2 to 3 hours of normal, otherwise work time in the mornings before everyone wakes up. And so like that's been hurting my productivity a little bit. But hopefully I'll be able to get that race recap video. Because of the way I did it with ASICs. So like some things I don't know that much about, like porta potty lines and some of the other bag check stuff, because I didn't have to check a bag because I knew we were going to get kind of like shuttled over towards the after party right away. So some of those things will be a little bit, I'll have some gaps, but like And because I got driven a lot of places, or they had a bus that would take us to a lot of places, I don't know as much about transport. So I can't help as much that way. But hopefully between my video and because I think a lot of people went, although they said only 1,500 Americans were there, or maybe 1,700, a small number given the 37,000 race size. But so I feel like I have some information that I think will be helpful to people. But like, I think some of the tips I have will be good. But that'll be coming out soon. Jay Pereza, what's going on, man? He says, what's up, Co? See you at the Cherry Blossom 10 miler. I will be there. Yeah. We're going to have a big event the day before. Saturday, I'll be there. Aces is going to help us out. Believe in the Run will be there too. We'll have some, I think there'll be some t-shirt giveaways again this year. So, yeah. Matthew Arconero says, voice actors definitely have agents. Yeah. So I think I need like to find an agent. I need to meet an agent. Hopefully there's an agent out there that's a runner. And then that person can help me narrate all the running books. Oh, here's a problem. I personally do not like it when a running book is read by someone who's not the author. So like, but you know, like Matt Fitzgerald, I don't think he narrates any of his books, and he writes a book like every other year. So I mean, I feel like, you know, it's a good pair. It could be a good pairing. You know what I mean? CV76 says, Kofuzi reads romance novels. Wouldn't that be something? Or if I'm reading like a World War II history, I would do that though. I mean, I do like history, so that'd be kind of cool. Or if it was like I'm narrating like Percy Jackson, that'd be kind of funny. All right, let me keep scrolling down, catch up with you guys. Yeah, Kevin Huang says the next Marathon Runners Weekend is going to be Kofuzi versus the BIA. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about all that. I'm trying not to make a big deal of it ahead of time because I'm hopefully it'll be cool. Because I've been doing some just general searching for Boston YouTube videos, and there's some are out there, you know. So it's like, I don't know. So hopefully it's not going to be a big deal. We'll see. Calvin says, I want a running book narrated by Thomas and Robbie. Will be twice as long with tangents and anecdotes throughout. That's nice. Sean Devlin says, Kofuzi, what's the plan for filming Boston? Are you going for it? I'm going to try to do what I normally do. I mean, like when you look at my footage, with very rare instances, like in Tokyo, I did it once just to show everyone how crowded it really was. Like if you see where my feet are near others people's feet, I'm always far away. So it's like I'm not doing it from the middle of a pack. So, I mean, I understand anyone's position on it. And that's why I'm like, I see a DQ coming. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to say Daniel Kim. Daniel Kim says, what's your thoughts on the Puma Fast R Nitro Elite? Is that the one that is like beveled in the back and the front? No, the Fast R is the one with the disarticulated heel in the forefoot. If that's the one, I think it looks great. No, they've never sent it to me to test. They've never asked if I want to test it. I don't know if I would like, because if you look at all the marathoners, like Sarah Vaughn doesn't race her marathons in it. Dakota Lindworm, Annie Frisbee, Rory Linkletter, they don't run their marathons in the Fast R. They run it in the DV8 Nitro Elite too. So I don't think it's made for, they say it's a marathon shoe, but I don't think it's made for marathoners. I don't know. Schumann fan says, hey, Mike, will the Tokyo PR change your race plan this year? I mean, I had kind of like two plans going into it. If it was a good race, which it was for me this year, that kind of like makes the rest of the year a lot easier in terms of kind of like what I hoped I could do over the summer, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, and I haven't locked anything in yet, so I can't really talk about that yet. But what I was hoping to not be marathon training this summer. If it didn't go well, I was probably not going to try and like do it again in Boston and try to PR in Boston because I just don't. I don't like Megan Murray has her PR in Boston, but she's just built different than I am. So like I'm not the kind of person that's going to PR in Boston. So like I knew that wasn't going to happen either way. So then I was going to sign up probably for grandma's. And then now my running buddy and I were going to go do grandma's together. And now he's not sure if he can go. So now I don't know. Now I might not go to grandma's. So that's like the main change. Because we do have a lot of travel coming up this year for our family. And I've already traveled a lot this year. So I'm like, oh, spending some time in Iowa and Illinois would be nice. You know, so I think that it just makes it so that way I don't feel like I gotta, you know, it's like the I've got kind of like the big running goal out of the way for the year. So now I can kind of like think about what do I feel like doing instead of being like, I gotta go get it. You know, does that make sense? Yeah. And I think that answers your question, Aaron. For grandmas, I don't know. I haven't signed up yet, and so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll be going, just because my running buddy can't go, or he's pretty sure he can't go. So, yeah. Adam wants to know if I run in the Cyclone 2 yet. No, I usually try not to run in new shoes like the week after a marathon, just because it's not really fair to the new shoe. But it snowed yesterday, and I was like, and it was really muddy out. I'm like, all right, I took out the, where did I just put it? I took out the Sense Ride 5, and I got it really muddy and gross. Although this looks not that bad right now. But it came back, like my foot was just black by the time I was done with the race, and now I think all the mud has dried off and fallen off at different places in our house. But this was a lot of fun. I think I'm only going to use it for slushy, mushy conditions. I still don't know what to do with this. I don't know how this works. I tried using the like lace garage up top, and it made the top part of the shoe really loose, and shoe almost fell off. And I had to stop in the middle of the run to fix it. And then I just tucked it underneath here. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. But I didn't, oh man, when I had this on like pavement, it was like, whoa. But it's not a pavement shoe. It's a trail shoe. And on the trails, I actually thought it was really nice. But I don't think I would like it on a dry day. I don't know. But Cyclone 2, we'll get to it eventually. I've got a bunch of shoes in the lineup over here that need to get taken care of. I'm having a hard time getting back into like my normal routine of like filming B-roll of the shoes, making sure I'm testing on the new, you know, I'm just like kind of off a little bit. So. Christine Zaleski says, you mentioned how strangely quiet it was in Tokyo. Was it strange filming there, or did you feel more self-conscious than you usually would? So you can't tell by the finished vids. Yeah, it's a very quiet city. Like for as many people and as many cars and as much activity as there is, it's just a really quiet place. On the same time, like it's full of, I feel like half the city is tourists. At least the places I was going, I was in touristy areas. Seems like so many people there are tourists. So there's cameras everywhere. People are filming all the time. Especially in the Team Labs place. It's like everyone had a camera out. And so that was normal. And like no one could understand me anyway. Or maybe they did. They didn't care. They were just like, look at this loud American. So I felt fine filming while I was there. The strangest part was in the race. The race was kind of quiet. There'd be times where like crowds would cheer, but there isn't like, you know, like at a race like Chicago, people got their cowbells out. They're just clapping. They're cheering. Like, let's go runners. Guys doing great. There's just like constant noise. There really wasn't as much of that in Tokyo, even though there was a lot of people. So it's like, I would just hear feet all over the place. Adam says, though, if I'm going to narrate, this is a good point. This is going to be a difficult part. If you're going to narrate, like to be an audiobook reader, You will have to actually read the books without falling asleep. Yeah. That's true. That's gonna be the most difficult part. That I'm gonna have to start training for that, I think. Mm. And Louis says, if you're not planning on going back to Boston Marathon again, go for it. Make a great video. Like, I mean, if they're gonna DQ me, that's their rules, and that's totally cool. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. The only problem is that I kind of have an opportunity to get 6 stars, and if I have a DQ, then I can't get the 6 stars. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. So, because they were talking about it in Japan, and Thomas and Megan only need to run because they're both running Boston this spring, next month. And then the last one that they'll need is Berlin. So they're thinking Berlin 2024. If I can get into London and Berlin, then the three of us can all get our 6 stars at the same time, as long as I don't get a DQ in Boston. So that's the thing. Shannon says, Kofuzi, why don't we have a Kofuzi Run Club Marathon at Boston? Much slower than you normally would run, and we all try to keep up. 3:45, yeah? I know you're so tired from Tokyo. She says, and we'll all get banned together. I don't want to take you guys with me. But we'll see. We'll see. I think currently right now what I'm thinking, though, is like, I'm thinking about, I think I'd like to BQ at Boston. So like that's a 3:10. So I'm thinking about running with that pace group. That's currently the thinking. So we'll see. Cause like like people were like, "Well, you can do another like New York style." I think it was you guys. You were saying like you want to do New York style video, and I'm like, I think the crowds are a little bit different, so it doesn't necessarily lend itself to that as well. So that's the thing. So Ted and Ruth says, "What about the steeplechase or a pole vault masters?" I've been thinking about that a lot because there is masters pole vault. I just need to find a track club that I can practice the pole vault with. I ran that one steeplechase, and then I haven't been back. Last year, I think it was like too close. It was like a week or maybe 2 weeks before Eugene, and I was like, I haven't prepared for it at all, and I don't want to try. It was going to be in Kentucky, and I don't want to fly to Kentucky and then have to fly to Eugene. So there was just a lot of like difficulties there. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I'll see if it can fit into the calendar this year. We'll see. And then pole vault, I think I would really enjoy doing the pole vault again. But it is, yeah, I would need to be able to practice at some point regularly. Sean says, looking forward to the SenseRide review to see if you finally find a Solomon shoe that works for you. I will say that it's still not going to be my favorite kind of trail shoe. I still think it's very much a Euro fit. I'm going to try to run it a couple more times before I review it. That review probably won't come out towards the end of the month. Just to make sure I'm giving it a lot of chances. It's great in the mud. It's great in snow and slush and really slippery, nasty conditions. It's still like very low to the ground. It's more like a Peregrine than it is like a Tecton X, And so like it's just not the kind of trail shoe that I like, and the fit isn't the kind of fit that I like, And so it's like it's just not my style. It's a really fun shoe to run in when it's nasty and messy out. So, but like, yeah, it's just the upper though is, and the foot shape and the upper is much better than the last time I tried the SenseRide, which was the 3. It doesn't feel like I'm running in a hiking boot anymore. So I like the upper. I like the changes. I like the fit. They're not huge changes, but just enough to make it like this fits on my foot. Not like I've wedged my foot inside it. It's just like just underfoot. It's still pretty stiff ride, which again works on like soft, mushy, uneven, unstable surfaces. But when it's like hard packed, when it's pavement, then it was just like, ooh, I don't want to feel like that. AJ says he never uses the lace garage. Just tuck it back under the bottom lace. I know, but the way I had it, I felt like there was still a lot at the end. So I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Sean says, the sense ride on pavement makes my knees cry. So, see, I mean, I'm not the only one. There we go. Calvin says, if you go to the claw machines arcade again, you can ask the staff to make it easier for you if you've tried a bunch of times and failed. Oh, I didn't know that. That's nice. There was this one guy. Did I tell you guys about this? There was like one guy in a suit. I think it was like 11 o'clock. It was like 10:30 in the morning. So I don't know if he was about to go to work, coming home from work, or if this was like a falling down Michael Douglas moment. But he was playing a bunch of different arcade games, and he was winning. He had arms full of prizes, and he was winning like ice creams and like, I don't know if they were ice creams or just dessert type of things, or like a case of sodas or coffees. Yeah, I don't know. Scott Stroh says, what if I'm banned? That's a possibility. You know, that's up to them. Talking about Boston. Yeah. Yeah. Mark Myers says, first, love the Runners Weekend video from Tokyo. I watched it twice. Did you like the hotel you stayed at? Trying to decide where to stay at between Shinjuku or Shibuya and can't decide. I really like staying in Shinjuku. That hotel was the Keio Plaza Hotel, Keio Plaza Hotel. The location is great. It's close to Shinjuku, which is that area in between like the hotel and the station. Just like lots of great places to eat and kind of get lost. That's where that bar Goat is, and the bar BNF. So karaoke at a bar, 2 karaoke room places, and that like Irish bar, all in that neighborhood. As is the Sushi Boat restaurant. As most of the places we ate were in that little spot. Shibuya was also great because that's where like that was the most vibrant. It was like really alive, electric. So that was good too. So I would say like even that, or like Harajuku in between the two, is all great areas to be. It's all kind of close to the start. I didn't really spend a lot of time, much time elsewhere, so I don't know much other than that. The crazy thing is, I ran to the Imperial Palace, which is kind of close to where the finish line is. And other times when we drove from Shinjuku to close to the Imperial Palace, it would take us almost an hour to get there. And it was a 4-mile or 3.5-mile run just to get there. And I'm like, did it really take us that long to go that far? I don't know. But it didn't ever seem like there was terrible traffic in Japan. So I just don't, I got kind of twisted around in terms of distances and stuff. So maybe we weren't that close to the Imperial Palace, some of these places we went. But I did like the hotel location. I didn't love the hotel as a hotel, though. The breakfast was great. That was really, really convenient and nice. And it was nice to just like load yourself up with food to start the day, because then the rest of the day, I wasn't always sure where or how much we were going to be able to eat. So that was nice. So I do recommend it for people that are traveling in town for the marathon, because then you don't have to bring like a huge bag with you for the start. You might have to bring stuff to check later, but like then just that much less you have to bring or worry about commuting to get to the start of the race. We basically walked outside and we were like at the corrals. So it was really nice. So that hotel or anyone near it, I think would be really good in Shinjuku. Oh, Martha said there are no Pacers in Boston. Oh, I'll have to find a group of people then, though. Adam says the Masters Championships at the end of July in Greensboro. That's far. It feels far. July running a race in Greensboro in July seems like I lost a bet. Seems very like it's going to be very hot. But maybe I can do that. Ooh, that's right around where our family travel is. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. Governor, and I think this will be the last one for today. So, I'll do one more. Will you be reviewing the new Garmin Forerunners? Trying to decide on first running watch and would love comparisons with the running sleep recovery metrics. I don't know. Garmin never sends me anything, and I'm really happy with the Garmin 255. That's what I raced Tokyo in. That's what I raced CIM in. Yeah. trying to think if I raced any other races with it. Those are the last 2 marathons I did with that watch. And I like running with that one. So like, but I do sleep with a Polar watch because the sleep and recovery metrics are much better. The Garmin ones are not that useful to me. So it depends on how much you value some of the other stuff. If you really need the recovery metrics, I would say go Polar. I like the Pacer Pro. If you really, I think that the Garmin is a little bit more accurate, especially the 255. It's dual band GPS. So like, I feel like that's probably one of the more accurate ones in my opinion. So I like that one. So I have the luxury that I have many watches in the studio, I guess. So that's what I've been switching between them both. The 265, I think it's just a screen upgrade, which is a really nice screen. It's very pretty. But I don't know if it'll be worth it for me. I don't know. I'm not planning on it right now. And we'll end on this one. Schumann fan says, will you have the Kawazi Run Come Shakeout in Boston? This is my first Boston Marathon. Hopefully I get to meet you there. Yes, it will be. I'll tell you more where it's going to be, but like it'll be Saturday morning. I think it's going to be 9 a.m. Sunday morning. No. Sunday, the day before the race. Sunday morning. Keep forgetting that's a Monday race. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. I can have more details on where it's going to be, but there'll be some giveaways. I'm doing it with a brand, so it should be a lot of fun. There'll be some freebies. I don't know if we're going to do some screen printing or not. I'm not sure on the screen printing, but definitely some custom freebies. You'll want to go. And then I think there's time for like hanging out afterwards too. So it should be fun. All right. I think that's going to be a good place to leave it for today, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get the Tokyo Marathon race recap, but if not, then probably the next time I'll see you will be the next live stream, which will be tomorrow. Same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. I don't know if we're going to have a game ready for tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to try, but I don't know if I'm going to try to get this Tokyo race recap done. I probably won't have time. So it'll just be me and you guys, and we'll hang out. Until then, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.